Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Not Forgotten hand cannon. Now this hand cannon is a reward for hitting the legend rank 5450 glory in the competitive playlist. To obtain this, you'll have to get the Luna's Howl and then receive a second quest that requires you to get 300 hand cannon kills and reach the legend rank in the competitive playlist. Not Forgotten is kind of like an alternate version of the Luna's Howl with slightly different perks and stats, as well as a different weapon model. In terms of perks, the Not Forgotten has extended barrel as opposed to the Luna's polygonal rifling. This means increased range, decreased handling, and moderate recoil control. You also have accurized rounds, so no more drop mag like you had on the Luna, which increases your range even further. The two perks that remain are its trait perks. These are identical to the Luna's Howl. You have Zen Moment, so dealing damage increases your weapon stability, and of course, Magnificent Howl. Rapidly landing 2 precision shots grants a short period of bonus damage until your next kill or miss. These perk differences don't really provide any different traits to each separate weapon. Of course, they both have Zen Moment, and most importantly, Magnificent Howl. However, they do provide a pretty noticeable difference in stats, which makes them behave a bit differently. Luna's Howl is optimized more for stability, and it's quite noticeable. It has nearly no recoil at all when firing it, as well as it has drop mag, which makes it feel similar to an outlaw type speed reload every time. Not Forgotten is optimized more for range, retaining damage output over farther distances, and having a tighter accuracy cone to hit headshots more consistently. A lot of the content in this video is going to be building on and comparing to content I mentioned in the Luna's Howl review, so I recommend watching that. But for those of you that haven't seen my Luna's Howl review, here's a quick summary of the potential of the Magnificent Howl perk. So landing 2 headshots 1 second apart from each other activates a damage buff called Magnificent Howl. The Magnificent Howl provides 2.3 times damage for 3 seconds or until your next kill or miss, meaning it will continue to stay active for the entire 3 seconds if you do not get a kill or do not miss. On a single target, you can land 2 crit and 1 body in that order to kill in 0.66 seconds. On multiple targets, so long as you can land 2 headshots, you can 2-tap, 1 crit 1 body, and kill in 0.33 seconds. This includes landing 2 rapid headshots on different targets, or landing 2 body, 2 crit in that order to kill, and being able to carry the buff over and kill the next opponent in 1 crit 1 body. I forgot to mention in my Luna's Howl review that you can use Magnificent Howl to spread high damage across multiple targets for the entire 3-second duration. In terms of stats, we have 74 range versus the 47 range of the Luna's Howl, 61 versus the 79 stability of the Luna's Howl, 32 versus 42 handling, 60 versus 86 reload. These stats are not yet available in the API, so I had to measure them manually in Photoshop, meaning they might be a point or 2 off when the stats do finally come out. The biggest difference, like I mentioned, between the Luna and Not Forgotten is the range. The Luna had a 28 meter optimal range and could 3-tap up to 34 meters away. The Not Forgotten has a 32 meter optimal range and can 3-tap up to 37 meters away. The Not Forgotten has less stability than the Luna's Howl, and as much as I've always said stability doesn't matter as much on 180 RPM hand cannons because the recoil is so low to begin with, I think that it's actually very noticeable. The stability on the Luna's Howl is very, very high. I actually got kind of accustomed to this, and I noticed the higher bounce of the Not Forgotten's recoil versus the Luna's when I swapped over to it. The Not Forgotten also has lower handling, 32 versus the 42 handling of the Luna's Howl. Both of these handling levels are pretty mediocre, and probably the trade-off to these weapons being so powerful. Like I said in my Luna's Howl review, using hand cannon targeting perks is definitely recommended here to boost that handling a bit because it is a little clunky. Finally, with reload, this is another area where the Luna's Howl was noticeably better. The reload speed of the Not Forgotten is not bad by any means. It's still pretty quick and much quicker than the majority of the precision hand cannons, but it's not like the Luna's Howl lightning fast reload. Of course, the lightning fast reload on the Luna's Howl does waste your bullets, but again, it felt really, really nice and I kind of got used to it. So as you can tell, with the Luna's Howl, you're getting overall better stats, but with the Not Forgotten, you can trade those away to get decent stats in those areas, but really, really good range. And for some people, a lot of hand cannon mains, they would give up those stats to have that higher range. To be more competitive, of course, with other hand cannons and have more versatility in what engagements you can fight. So is the Not Forgotten worth grinding for? Of course, you have to go to 5450, which is the legend rank. That's the top of the glory or competitive ranking system. And my answer is yes. I think very much so. Range makes a very noticeable difference in this weapon's consistency, especially in a world where currently many people are using Ace of Spades, which is very easy to use and performs incredibly well at range. Hitting headshots with the Luna's Howl were more inconsistent to hit at range, and the damage drop-off was punishing, again especially against a high range and lethal hand cannon like Ace of Spades. In terms of your point breakdowns, grinding through the ranks felt far easier to me this season than in Season 3. It seemed like I got a lot more points for a win, and especially a lot more points for a win streak, but losses still hit hard and didn't of course have a loss streak. It was just a standard amount of points you lost. This to me made each win feel very rewarding, and especially a win streak made you feel like you were progressing a ton, but losses still hit hard. Like I said, I think it was a lot easier than Season 3 overall because of how rewarding the win streaks were. Is it too easy? I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how many people hit the legend rank and how rare it is. I think this time around though, 5,500 points felt like it was perhaps close to hitting 2,100, so what Claymore was last season. I'd love to confirm this and do a full breakdown, so don't take that as an accurate measurement of any sort. It's just how it felt. But if you got the Claymore last season, or if you got close to it, I think you definitely have a shot at getting the Luna's Howl and perhaps the Not Forgotten this season. Is there a reason to have both of these hand cannons? I think so. I think they have different stats. They play a little bit differently. I think Luna's Howl pairs better with a sniper in my opinion, of course, since it has slightly higher handling or swap speed for the cleanup kills. And there's also a part of me that can't get away from its reload speed. Sure, it drops ammo, but in PvE, it felt especially good to have that incredibly, insanely fast reload speed. And for that reason, I'll probably use it in the raid. Not Forgotten did feel overall better though, because the high range combated other exotic hand cannons well and played better to its main perk, Magnificent Howl. More range on the weapon means more consistent headshots at a distance and better shot registration, and getting more consistent headshots means more damage buffs from Magnificent Howl, which means more lethality and quicker kills. You could argue, especially if you're someone that does not like the 180 RPM hand cannon recoil because it kind of blocks your target, that the Luna's Howl is a little easier to get headshots for that reason. It's got like nearly no recoil at all, so for those people, again, that don't traditionally like that 180 RPM recoil, you might like that better. You might get headshots easier with that weapon. So it's really a debate between the two. It's up to you what you think is better. I think a lot more people are going to go with the range build though of Not Forgotten. Anyways guys, that's all I have to say about the Not Forgotten and of course the Luna's Howl in relation to it. I'm still doing an emblem giveaway for the Day of 7 emblem, so if you are interested, if you could follow me on Twitch and subscribe here on YouTube, I'd greatly appreciate it. And all you got to do is leave your PSN, Battle.net, or Xbox Live gamer tag in the comments. I'll be giving it away in a few weeks time, and I'll announce a winner on a video. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it. It's been Drew here today, and I'll catch you guys later.